Hello, I'm Janet Hindman with the College of Education. My research study really sought to explore how superintendents instill democracy and democratic values in American public schools. It was a qualitative case study employing autoethnography as a research methodology to better understand in what ways the efficacy and praxis of the superintendents of independent public schools as founding members of the Public Visioning Institute of Texas had been influenced by their participation. Study findings resulted in an iconic unity of values, vision, passion for change among the superintendents to improve not only their schools, but also all public schools throughout the state. Implications of the study confirm the need to further develop the Visioning Institute as a moral imperative to sustain democracy and democratic schools. My data collection methodology as a qualitative research study. The methodology for data collection for this research employed questionnaires and direct face-to-face interviews with 12 superintendents of independent public school districts as founding members of the Visioning Institute. Research questions included whether the superintendents believed leadership was more of a science or an art, and if and how their efficacy of practice as school leaders had changed due to their being members of the Visioning Institute. Using autoethnography as a research methodology, I envisioned within my imagination a creative and interpretive narrative story created from the polyvocal voices of the leaders who had reiterated personal stories through the collected qualitative data sources that followed the pattern of the monomyth of separation, departure, initiation, or trials, and return by Joseph Campbell in 1949, 1968, and republished in 2008. As a basis for the study, Joseph Campbell's iconic work of comparative mythology, The Hero with a Thousand Faces, discussed his theory of the mythological structure of the journey of the archetypal hero found in world myths. This monomyth, a term Campbell borrowed from James Joyce's Finnegan's Wake, paralleled the narrative story of the superintendents of the Visioning Institute, who departed from their home districts to travel to Panda Reyes, New Mexico for a golf retreat and general fall meeting. During the retreat, the superintendents relayed various trials and challenges they had encountered as school district leaders through their conversations and interactions with one another as they had iterated through the questionnaires and direct face-to-face interviews with me. The expected findings by examining this unique application of interpretive and creative narrative using autoethnography methodology based upon the data gathered through these questionnaires and direct face-to-face interviews, I presented an alternative use of narrative framed within a monomyth to serve as a catalyst for interpretation, conversation, and dialogue within the study. Findings of the results up from the data collection within the qualitative study indicated several emergent and transcendent themes, such as an iconic unity of values, vision, and passion for change among the superintendents through archetypal leadership and a singular and comprehensive commitment to improve public schools, not only for their own students, but also for all children. The implications of the study confirm the need for further development of the Visioning Institute as a moral imperative to sustain democracy and democratic schools. By creating beautiful spaces of learning for all children from Maxey in 1995, in a chaotic world through their right to supply the symbols that carry the human spirit forward, by Campbell, 1968, the superintendents of the Public Education Visioning Institute of Texas, as school leaders, contributed richer insight and a deeper understanding of the moral imperative of instilling democracy and democratic values in their schools. In a metaphorical sense, the superintendents of the Public Education Visioning Institute believe that the principles upon which schools can now be transformed are analogous to our founding documents of the Federalist Papers, the Articles of Confederation, and the U.S. Constitution. Regarding their work in the Visioning Institute, the school leaders posited their document may not rise to that magnitude of importance or clarity of expression of the philosophical underpinnings of our great nation, sincerely believe that moving in this new direction for educating the young is fundamental to the survival of the nation of the free that they envisioned and created. We see the Federalist Papers as symbolic of the conversations for understanding that must be stimulated and provided for now. This comes from Creating a New Vision, May 2008. Through their participation in the Visioning Institute, the superintendents formulated a common vision based upon the shared values and the principles within our founding documents to portray a unifying epiphany of their transformational experience. The takeaway from this study has been, especially in the environment of the culture in which we live today, there has never been a greater need for the deeper understanding of democracy and democratic values instilled within the children of our public schools. Thank you.